Hi everyone, Yvonne Lorkin here. Oh, look at that light coming through the window. Phone home. Anyway, I've got some very exciting news. Well, it's exciting to me because I'm a bit of a wine nerd. I've managed to get myself a bottle of the soon-to-be released Trinity Hill Homage. And why is it exciting? Well, it's exciting because it's a Hawke's Bay icon Syrah. It's a New Zealand icon Syrah, and it's considered by myself, but by a lot of other people, one of the finest Syrahs available on the planet. Now, it's from the Gimlet Gravels appellation in Hawke's Bay, and it's exciting that the 2018 is coming out because it just doesn't happen very often. You know, the folk at Trinity Hill only make an homage when the fruit is absolutely perfect, right? The vintage has got to be exceptional, or, as my friend Winston says, unbelievable. Okay, so I managed to get a bottle, and the winemaker, Damien Fisher, said, Yvonne, this is what you got to do. You got to open the bottle, try the wine, right? Pour it into a glass, and then decant it, try it again, and then progressively taste it over the next couple of days. So that's what we're going to do. Now, 99.6% Syrah and a tiny splishy splash of 4% Viognier has gone into this blend. Now, it's not a cheap wine. It is usually, well, this one's going to cost you about $150 a bottle. And Homage traditionally sort of starts around the 120 mark and sort of moves progressively upwards. But yeah, it's an absolute treasure, not just for drinking now, but definitely for cellaring. So I'm going to taste it, and we'll figure out what I think it's going to, how long it's going to sort of cellar for soon. And yeah, so made in a Côte Rôtie style, which is, you know, south of France. How they make their Syrah. Here's my Syrah glass. This is the one that I like to use for Syrah because it's got this lovely diamond shape, nice big fat bowl at the bottom, and these sort of tulip shaped sides to hold in those gorgeous aromatics. Look at that color. Holy moly. That is inky and glossy and gorgeous. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. The smell, if we had smell-o-vision, you'd be able to get this intense kind of, you know, raspberry and pepper and cocoa characters. It's like if you had a jelly tip ice block, right? And you dipped it in pepper before you bit into the chocolate, and then you got that raspberry top hit. Anyway, stop waffling, Yvonne. What does it really smell like? Yes, pepper, raspberry, cocoa. Lots of dark fruits in there, heaps of spice. A little bit of an earthy character coming through too. Wow. Now, I think Syrah fans here in New Zealand anyway, we're kind of looking for in our kind of everyday Syrah, we want something with real impact and power and big chewy tannins and all that kind of stuff. This is more of a finely tuned example. You know, this is a kind of statuesque, kind of flowing, ribbon-like Syrah. You know, it's got these tannins that are really fine-grained, kind of sandy. It's a little, you know, some people use the word emery to describe tannins, and that's what the 2018 Homage Syrah has. It's like if you had one of those emery boards, flipped it over to the soft side, the kind of buffing side, and then rubbed it across your tongue. I know, sounds weird, but it's that kind of fine-grained, powdery character that the tannins have. And the acidity is young. I mean, it's youthful. It's kind of prickling around the inside of my lips, and it's gorgeous. I'm going to have another sip. Really, really lovely. Yum. Now, Damien did say decant it, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, I have just a plain decanter. This is the one that I use, you know, for all of my wines. And what does decanting do? Well, it gives the wine a really good kind of burst of oxygen, right? Helps really bring out the florals and the fruit characters by allowing most of the surface area of the wine to have exposure to air, right? So you can kind of see as it's coming down the inside of my decanter, trying really hard to have a steady hand, you know, and that's really giving it a really good breath of air. And the smell already, I can tell you, is amazing. So that's going to really bring it out and make it smoother and softer and really accentuate some different aromas that you wouldn't get otherwise if you were just pouring it straight into the glass. So let's give it a little bit of a swirly swirl, pour it into my glass. All right, let's see if it has any different characters. Straight away, the smell is different. You know how I said there was a little bit of earthiness before? Well, now the earthiness is really there. There's like this kind of leathery note cloaking all the berry fruit. It's really bright. You know, it's like sweet. It smells sweeter, which is really cool. Wow. And it just kind of makes the flavors more kind of juicy and upfront. So that's made a huge difference already. So definitely, you know, if you're going to buy yourself an Homage, and I suggest you should, then yes, decant if you can. So yum, that's made a big difference. Very cool. So I'm going to leave that in the decanter, somewhere kind of dark-ish, not in the light, but I'm going to leave that for another few hours, and then I'm going to leave it overnight, and I'll come back and tell you what it's tasting like. But yeah, Trinity Hill Homage. Go to trinityhill.com. They have a 6-pack special on at the moment, pre-release, $745. So yeah, it's up there, but you know, having some of this in your cellar, well worth it. So yeah, it's a Gimlet Gravels icon, and I tell you what, the 2018 has made a huge impression on me anyway. So I'm going to come back and tell you what it tastes like in a couple of days' time. Oh, see you later. Oh, see you later. Phone home. Bye, everyone. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've had the Trinity Hill Homage 2018. This is the brand new one, soon to be released, in a decanter, right? So winemaker Damien Fisher said, you know, pour some in a glass, tell us what you think, and then decant it, and then leave it for a day and see what it's like. So, 2 seconds, I'll just get my glass. Okay. Let's pour some in. Colour's still very pretty. Fabulous. Put that there. Alright. Now, has it changed? Holy moly. Well, I'll tell you straight away that aroma-wise, it's really juicy, and there's this kind of meaty character coming through, which is really, really sexy. I'm going to taste it now. Man, smooth, velvety, like very, almost kind of woolly and furry, and really, really soft and plump. Yeah, huge difference, but still really fresh. So, you know, it's been technically open 24 hours, and it's actually really benefited from it. And not very many wines you can do that with, but the Trinity Hill Homage, definitely. Just beautiful. Yes, indeed. Lovely. So what I'm going to do as well is leave it for maybe another 12 hours and go back to it again and see what it's like. So yeah, bear with. Hi everyone, right, so it's been 2 full days, 48 hours since we first opened the Trinity Hill Homage Syrah from the Gimlet Gravels in Hawke's Bay, and how does it smell? I mean, it's still really fruity, lots of red fruits, it's chock full of spice, and there's this kind of cocoa note, and it's licked with like leather. Yeah, that's definitely what's coming through on the nose. How does it taste? Really, really yummy. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's not as perky as it first was when we opened the bottle a couple of days ago, and then we decanted it, and then we tried it a day after, and now we're trying it 2 days after. But man, it's still solid. It's got spice. It's got this lovely density on the palate. And, you know, there aren't that many wines that that will still give you that 2 days after opening, but the Homage does it. So yeah, to reiterate, they have a pre-release special on at trinityhill.com for a 6-pack at $745. So yeah, it's pricey, but still works out cheaper than what it's going to be per bottle, which is about $150 when it does get released. So very, Very nice indeed. Well done, Trinity Hill folks. And 0.4% Viognier in the mix there, and it really does elevate those fruity aromas. It solidifies the colour, and it's done wonders. So yay, excellent.